next mission. We're just going to go by flight lead, and all I want to hear from them is, in like 2 minutes or less, a quick improve and a sustain for each member in your flight, including yourself. So something to keep doing next time because it was good this time, and something to do better when we fly again. All right, I'm just going to go down the list here. Ouch. You want to tell us about Ace?
Yeah, Ace, really good job today. Flew together. I think we stuck to our plan. We executed well. I don't know that we lost any strikers, and we didn't lose any of our own flight. So all that was really good. Made a plan and stuck to it. Things we could do better. Maybe a little better on fuel planning. My Dash 3 made it back with like hundreds of pounds of gas, so we all made it, but that was really the only thing. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Pizza for Luger.
Yeah, so I think overall went well. No aircraft losses, and the complete target attrition of what we were shooting at. So mission success. I guess the only thing that I would do next time differently would be to be more communicative about when I'm making a right turn, so my dash 2 doesn't slam into my Elevon.
Okay, cool. Blue sustains and improves for your flight members.
All in all, great. Uh, two, good job. Maybe better formation flying with me, I guess, but or trying to stay a bit with me when you're leaving. When you want to do a run in and come back out, try to like at least aim for me so that we're closer when we in general. But in general, it was good job, great job too. Three, great element leading, and four, great job as well. And took communication was good. I think the only bad thing that went around was perhaps three's loss. We lost one airframe, and that was maybe due to a bit of risky gameplay or not great tactics, I guess. Well, I guess we'll take a look at tactic. That's it.
Cool, thank you. Skater for Weasel.
Yeah, Weasel. The goods, we were keeping the band together, and I thought good threat reactions for the most part all day. Uh, Things to improve. Definitely, I should have, as flight lead, reached out to Blue prior to the brief time to dig out the A10 and Weasel flight coordination. Could have made target assignments better for just the overall picture, and then that would have allowed us to have a better SA-11 game plan than we went in with.
I did tell you before the brief.
Sweet, love that. Okay, Romeo for Decay.
Decay did phenomenally. It was honestly like two different flights. We just split our 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 into two elements, cover more ground, and it worked pretty well. Shout out for 3 and 4 for taking the most SAM ridden lane I've seen in a while, with bandits popping up. As far as things go for better, sorting with the F-18s that were ingressing was a little sketch. There's a couple times where bandits got well within furball range, and that can lead to a lot of problems, such as friendly fires and Fox 3s or furballs in general are just something you want to avoid. Other than that, Decay and Cap Flight in general it was pretty flawless. No lost flights. Everything we wanted to protect, we did as far as I know. So that's all from Decay.
Sweet. Okay. Golden Hands for AWACS. Do you have a sustain or an improve for yourself or for the your coordination with the package?
Sure. So first of all, thanks for your patience, everyone. You might have noticed it's my first time doing this, so I appreciate your understanding. A lot of things for me to work on. Just talking to you guys beforehand, especially the flight leads, like, okay, what time do you want like a distance call? Are you guys comfortable based on the orientation? Having what I tried doing was two different pictures based on what I saw were the two main groups forming. So I tried to, instead of just one giant mess of a picture, I want to make two smaller ones. So I think keeping that in mind going forward, and also just getting all the radio freaks and all the other data I need online before we start sooner. And yeah, I would say that's all the sustains and improvements going forward.
That's awesome. Thank you very much for that.
Sure.
Cool. Moving on to Red 4. Chuck, you want to talk about Phantoms real quick?
Yeah. So yeah, just great job. All of our red guys, super outnumbered and undergunned. For Phantom Flight specifically, yeah, great job number 2 staying with me. I was maneuvering pretty heavily down low, and I always looked behind me, and you were right there, so that was awesome. And then good taking the initiative. Made a call for a bracket on one of the flights. Like couldn't get past the AMRAMs, but that was great. Suggestion to add to the flight, execute. Really have any improves for 2. I think we did about as good as we could there. 3, yeah, sorry you died early. Kind of, I maybe should have had a better respawn plan just so that your whole weekend wasn't ruined. But it's hard without the RWR to not, get Pipple warnings or whatever. So my only improve would be maybe a little more skittish and turned away earlier, but that's hard when GCI is task saturated and you got no RWR. So overall, I think I did about as good as we could. So yeah, just as package lead for Red, just as a whole, again, great job kind of executing the plan we did. I know our whole plan was just to try to draw as many AMRAM shots as we could, and I think that's about we succeeded in that regard. So shout out to Abe for GCI, that was amazing, really kept us alive. So yeah, thanks Red.
Awesome, thanks Chuck. Cruiser.
Yeah, for the Mirage flight, things went pretty much as we sort of expected. We managed to get in there and draw a lot of shots, and I think communications were pretty much going well. I was pretty task saturated. I felt like helmet fire from all the talks and directions being given by our GCI. But I think in the end it worked out pretty well. Unfortunately, we lost 3 and 4 along the way to structural failures. So, but in generally, I think it went well, as could be expected, I guess. But yeah, I need to work on the sort of keeping more cool head along the way.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Cruiser. And Abe, finally, do you want to talk about sustain and improve for yourself as Magic and any coordination issues with our flight?
Yeah. I'd say, I mean, I think everyone did about as at a package level. Everyone did pretty well. Like even when I didn't give a call, people were still like using common sense. I really did have to micromanage people, and I started doing more of that, like taking more initiative towards the end, and I think that sort of worked better. We didn't end up getting any kills because Blue was on top of it the whole time. So yeah, I think that's a lesson learned. Like I should have been a little bit more proactive from the beginning, which is not my tendency. But yeah, it was a good mission. And good job everyone on Red, and great job Blue. You give us very few openings to do anything. So very well played.
Yeah, great job, Blue 4. You guys really slayed it. Cool. Okay, that's the official end of the event. Thank you all very, very much for attending, and thanks again to 107th, and especially to Sheepy for putting the mist together. It was a really fun mission. I thought it was really well built. If this is the official end of the event, if you got to go, you got to go. That's cool. And if you want to stick around for a few minutes, we're going to watch the TAC view. It's in the debriefing room chat, the file, and somebody I'm sure will host it if you have a TAC view plus premium prime, whatever the fuck it is.
Cool. Thanks for flying, everybody.
Thanks for the
Thanks
mission.
107 for coming out.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you so much. Hey, Skater,
Thank
before you
you.
leave,
Yeah.
thanks for being a great flight lead.
Thanks.
Yeah, it definitely felt like a one-legged man in an ass-kicking competition in this one.
I will say this,
eh,
Abeline, I think it was you, our flight, and you guys, because between our flight and you guys was the AWACS, and if I remember, you guys said you were going for AWACS, right?
Well, I mean, I was trying to. All I said was, in hindsight, I should have just like ignored you guys and had one of the Mirages just scream in and kill the AWACS than suicide.
Yeah, because
Uh,
the problem was, right, we had data link, so while we were doing air to ground, we're not, even though we're not looking at our FCR, we can look at our
yeah.
HSD and see you guys pop up. So I feel like next time, if you guys were to do this, do it without data link to even the odds somewhat, so that you guys can do that sneaky stuff more.
I mean, I guess it depends on what the intention is of Red 4 in the mission.
That's true.
Um,
That's true.
if it, but I do think like a 1980s version of this would be a lot more fun. But it was still fun.
The E3 was still around in the 1980s.
Sure, but Link 16 and AMRAMs weren't.
Yeah, that's the
120
key.
Charlie?
Yeah, we'd have heaters. That's true.
I mean, you'd still be at a massive advantage, not even considering the numbers, but you know, that you'd probably take some losses.
Anyway, I think the 107th guys like the modern stuff, so Sheepy decided to go that route, and I think it was still cool. I am streaming TACView. Does anybody want to host it?
I can in a minute.
Yeah.
I
Do you want to?
tag you? Sorry.
Do you want to try it, Abe, or?
I had to reinstall Windows, so I'm downloading it right now. But if you can do it, go for it. Otherwise, it'll be there in a minute.
Let me give it a try. I got a new router, so I don't know if it's forwarded.
There you go. Test out that router.
All right,
All
well,
right,
Chuck's
I'm
got
hopping
that
off. You
going.
guys have a good day or night wherever you guys are.
See ya.
See ya, bye.
Lion. We will. I'll just start. You can reference my stream until Chuck's got his thing going. You guys want to see your takeoff, departure, or no? Blue 4.
Negative.
Nah.
Yeah.
All right, start.
It
with
was.
tactical
I mean,
shit.
if there's any comment about that, is that we didn't follow the order at all. I guess.
No, we
Because
had the weirdest bug I've ever seen in the Hornet was the
Yeah.
like moving map was just flashing in and out, and then an error would pop up on like our master caution, then
Post the IP
disappear.
in chat. See if someone can connect.
Yeah, I guess it's okay. But yeah, I guess since the F-16 escort flight was up already, so it's okay, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know who heard it, but at some point I called as impromptu package commander over like the airfield net. I was like, we're Rolex 5 minutes, but we can continue push. And somebody chimed back, hog, weasel, or something. So I was like, all right, people
He
got
did
it.
say that. That's true.
No good, Chuck. But didn't work for me.
Alrighty, 1 second.
All right, so you guys are up. Weasels are up first.
So Skater,
Try 42673 on the port.
so Skater going back to like that the
4622
ground
and
plan.
3.
So definitely, I think we should have split the tasks a lot more. You were spreading yourselves a lot too thin.
Yeah, we should have focused on the SA11
Like,
a lot more.
Even with the SA2, you didn't want to give it to me. You're like, no, we'll do it. Like, no, you're spreading yourself too thin. This SA11 is a beast.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't have much time to do it, but I did turn it off 1 or 2 times to keep it interesting.
Yep.
Then you guys,
We saw
you
saw it turn off, and I was like, "Oh, he's turned off. Sweet, press."
Yeah,
yeah,
so that
no, great job with that, with the GBU-38s coming in. Like that was really well done.
Yeah, that was the plan. If I would have had, if I could do it over again, I'd probably have one jet just be a harm truck, and then another jet just be GBU-38s, and tell them to just smack all the launchers with the GBU-38s. And one jet could have done it in one pass instead of having to use multiple jets and try and coordinate targets.
Is anyone able to connect to check?
No,
Okay, I'll
It's my router.
post mine. I'm hosting.
Sorry.
Mine. Should be set up. Nope. Thanks for trying. If this doesn't work,
Leave the port blank.
yeah, just empty it.
All right, I'm in.
Do you have anything there?
Default, yeah.
I'm in.
Abe's got a better router than me, apparently. Just kidding.
I mean, I just set it up ages ago, so. Who wants control? Chuck? Or Ouch?
You'd probably do the blue 4 package leader first. Get more
Who was
going
the blue
on.
4 package leader?
It's Sheppy, really.
Oh boy. Now you're
But
saying I
cheap-
gotta connect? Alright, hold tight.
You don't have to.
Okay. No, I can jump in for a minute. I just can't
You
stay
can
for too long.
you can dictate to Abe what to do
Alright, let's
with
start
the
with that.
camera.
Well, okay, I give it to Ouch, but here, let me give it to back to myself. So we're looking at
Africa.
Africa
Yeah, how
right
did
now.
we get there? The
Oh,
Gold
yeah, I was like, what
Coast.
Yeah. Um,
Cool.
I got all this default tac view shit that's not set up correctly. So, give me a sec.
Nice. So maybe for the blue 4 package, because I don't know if they were aware, but the red 4 had an ROE of weapons tight until blue 4 crossed an imaginary line that prompted a trigger. Hopefully that played well. Did that go for everybody who was red?
It
Can I-
played, but it played way too late, Imho. Like, doesn't make any
I think
sense to.
the harms were impacting, and it was like.
Yeah, the
open
harms were
fight.
impacting.
Oh ha. Okay, yeah, maybe a small oversight.
Right. So we called amongst ourselves, we called that we were ROE free maybe 10, 15 seconds before, maybe 20 before it actually officially called it for us, but we called it when we saw harms in the air.
Yeah,
'cause
I
that
think
was when
that's
we looked at
reasonable.
an act of war.
In
Um,
hindsight, the trigger only looked at jets, but it should have looked at weapons too.
Yeah.
But cool.
Just feedback. It was, it wasn't, the timing wasn't awful, but it was how that worked.
It's
But
totally fine with a human GCI. Like it all just made sense. Like, oh,
Yeah.
they're shooting at us. All right, it's a war.
I guess if anything though, like the escort F-16 flight should have taken off first before Weasel.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a good point.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I couldn't do anything about it. I really wanted to, but we were supposed to roleplay. I guess just let a bunch of enemy aircraft fly over, which is not what Iran does at all. Like, they
Yeah.
shoot stuff down that approaches them like predators and stuff.
They shoot
But-
the airliners down too, so anything in the air.
But, yeah,
Rip.
this is really cool. Sorry, I don't know what we want to see or what to do. So just tell me if. this is
I
not
think
what-
you're good, right?
thought-
I think there were two missions inside of the one, right? There was the clearing
Yeah.
of these islands of air defense, and then there was the deep penetration strike at the communication bunker. So I think the folks, I just like quickly skimmed through the TAC view. I think the folks here who did this area of the mission did admirably.
Yeah. Like
I
this
mean,
right here,
they-
especially, I thought was really cool because I'd shut off the SA-11, and I turned it back on once it was clear that the MRMs were flying past the island, or not the MRMs, the harms. But at that point, you'd already had GPUs on the way, and you got another harm out, and I was too busy to try to micromanage it. So I think this
Yeah.
connects on a teller. Yeah.
Right. So that ended up being
Nice.
sweet. Those SA-11s can be real nasty, right? I mean, each one independently launching, it's
Yeah.
Meanwhile in A10 land, chucking along.
yeah, and I don't know how much coordination went into it deciding where the 16s were going to go first, but I think that worked out real well to get the A10s fighting down further south a little bit. So I think that was exceptionally well done. I was pleased with that.
So plan between us was initially Weasel wanted to do all sites, and I said no, we'll take the SA2 at least, and we could and then you work on the SA6 while we do the 2, and then we can move along together to the next sites together. So that was the initial plan. So that's us now going for the SA2 on the south side, while Weasel actually went for 6 and 11, I think, at the same time. Is that right, Skater?
Yeah, we took out the 6, or 3, I think, took out the 6 almost right away. And then we were just working on the 11 for the rest of the time.
Nice. Yeah, and then a little further over, I think Decay was a spread thin here for sure. I think Weasel can probably handle their own, right? Just by the multi-role nature of the F-16, but I think Decay ended up being a little stretched west, so this front was a little bigger, and I think we got lucky that we didn't lose a jet here, but either way, they flew exactly what was brief, right? Decay was supposed to lead the package out front and head north here, kind of exploiting this little gap in between the two islands and the SAM defense coverage.
So, as the mission developed later, and I'm listening in the AWACS, grab more information. 1 and 2 just continue to press, which was great because they're really taking the heat off of everybody on that front line. We flexed 3 and 4 over east because it was getting to a point where the A-10s were pushing up far enough, and then yes, the Weasels can self-escort, but again,
biggest biggest thing as well is the communication thing in the beginning, like 254, 256. I guess we shouldn't have changed anything at the end because I was like lost on trying to where to go and who to talk to because we changed to 254 as well in the air.
Yeah, and I'll apologize too. I did not QC our frequencies. So on the comm card, I think it briefed like 251 or something, but that ended up being the AI GCI, and that always sucks to try to talk around and over that. So we, at one point, I think like during the taxi, made a audible that we were switching frequencies, but that's my bad for leaving that in the briefing. I should have changed that, but I didn't even think about it. We're going up against Mirage. But yeah, I think everyone flexed here really, really well. And then speaking again to Decay, I think they did an awesome job pushing into that initial like wave of red air further west of what we're looking at right now, and clearing the door. I think as Luger flight, we were like, shit, that's a lot of red stuff over there. But Decay really like sliced it open, and then Ace came in and really cleaned it up too. So it was pretty sweet. They really opened the door for us and let us push. I think as Luger, we put off a couple of missiles as the striker flight, but I think everything we shot at was already like shot at by someone else, and it was just the precautionary double tap.
I think we only had one exception to that, which was a leaker F4, which got really close, at which point we shot it. I was trying to make a radio call that I was shooting, but it got a bit delayed, but
I heard
got
it.
there in the end.
I was gonna call a merge
we
call
all
and then
heard it.
heard you sword and saved it, so it was a good call from Ace Flight.
Nice. I do think
Yeah,
it got a little helmet fiery at a couple of points, and I think there were a couple of times where I noted that there were like picture calls when someone hadn't requested a picture or had requested a bogey dope, and it ate up a lot of time on the frequency. So I think just balancing the situational awareness that those provide and the keeping of the frequency clean while people are within 10 or 15 miles of the red air
Yeah.
is maybe a point
Dragnet,
for me.
I also asked you, Dragnet, if Weasel was on this net like 2 or 3 times, and you only answered to me with a bogey dope.
So like
Just
here,
like
I
the
tried
Weasel.
to take
All right,
advantage of you guys getting merged.
Yeah, I was just gonna
And
answer that, Weasel. Yeah, because I heard. Sorry, I heard you, and I thought you were asking where like Weasel was, so I was responding where. I didn't hear the full transmission, so my bad.
No, not at all. Just saying. I think you did a good job to be honest for a first time.
like here, we're just too far. They had to defend those AMRAMs, and I should have kept everyone closer to take advantage of this because you guys got merged. It was clear that you were very confused and messed up at that point, and we should have had the humans ready to pounce on that. But you cleaned it up, and then by the time the F4s got there, you were already responding to the threat.
Hey, me have a question.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer it if it spoils it, but how many did you guys get any kills in the Red Force?
Nope.
No,
I don't think we hardly took a shot.
I don't think anybody fired anything.
Yeah,
I
the
fired
Mirage is
exactly
dead.
one Fox 1, and that was it.
Nice.
Oh, you guys have Fox
Swear I
ones?
saw a Sparrow.
We missed when you
earlier.
died.
I mean,
real quick, for the Red Ford, do you guys notice Luger jamming, or was it not a factor to you guys?
Yikes.
I don't know.
Jamming?
Abe, did you see jamming? Probably not, huh? I never did.
GCI doesn't see jamming, so.
Yeah. I always had my radar off pretty much the whole mission, almost.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, sorry, one other thing. I noticed you said GCI doesn't see jamming. I also had trouble seeing the SAM like rings and stuff. I don't know if that's normal or something, but yeah, like I didn't see like the SAM rings.
You're not
That
always
might
going to
be
see
a
them on
lot
ATC.
ATC thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot ATC thing. Like, you can always put like a little object. Like, if somebody tells me like, "Hey, I have an SA-11 here," I can put a little like circle at that approximate bullseye. but unless you
I
have
did
like,
that, but then as soon as the mission restarted, those all got wiped, which was really annoying.
Actually, that's a question for Luger Flight. So as Ace was pushing in, we got, spiked and shot by an SA5 that wasn't briefed at LAR. Did you guys get that communications and adjust your plan
Yeah, we heard,
accordingly, or? Okay.
we heard that. We set our jammers on because we know that heavily degrades the SA5's capability. I think we took 1 5-shot, but overall we had 2 high, 2 low on our ingress, and it worked out well.
Okay.
And I don't think anyone died to the 5, so yeah.
That's hilarious.
yeah, I
8-7.
freaking
Did we scramble the A10s? Because we went south at some point because of
The F1s.
yeah.
I mean, it's fucking it's
Here?
hilarious. Aim 70s against
No, later.
Charlie's, dude.
No, it's because I got a buggy dog 15 miles and then I scrambled south.
Scrambled or
Sorry. I meant I
Bugged
like
out?
ran away south. I bugged out south.
yeah.
That happened towards the end when we were attacking the last island.
No, we did it in the beginning as well.
That was at the beginning. Alright.
We did it twice.
SA9? The hell?
The sodas. Yeah, okay, that doesn't do anything. I say 15's here.
Yeah, SA15 was a problem, but taken care of.
Oh no, he split us into the water.
Maybe.
I was wondering how he died.
It's that brief moment when you think, do I make it? Do I make it? No, shit, I don't.
Yeah. Everyone's
the,
done it.
When
Gotta
the
love it
F1
on
dives fast, it does not like to pull up.
It's like a
Yeah.
dart.
You were at Mach 1, so yeah, that's hard.
Lawn dart.
This is how. There's a
So
story.
I really don't know how to do what the best way to do this is. Should I keep going back and forth, or should I just watch one side for maybe just watch one side through so I don't miss anything? We'll get to the real action here in a minute. Hey, what happened there?
What the fuck? He
Same
crashed?
thing? See fit? I think.
No,
What am I looking at?
Probably went aggressively defensive, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, I think that's the lag.
Wow.
Instructor said
Okay.
flip, flare, roll, and they did.
Didn't say anything about altitude.
Pretty sure he said that he had a lag spike there.
Oh
Yeah, that's what kind of what it looks like. I did see the server hiccup. I saw everyone like teleport a bit one time. That might have been it.
I had countless hiccups.
yeah,
You had
it was,
countless hiccups?
it was
Yeah.
bad throughout. Well, not throughout, but like on departure, at least
Yeah.
like from my perspective as Ace 2-3, like there were multiple times. I'd say like every 2 or 3 minutes where, I mean, it was just horrible.
They were supposed
We
to.
actually
Where
rubber
you
banded
saw
on
people
the
rubber
ground.
banding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it a few
Me and
times.
my dash 2 had to reslot because we blew up when we were taxiing.
Yeah, Luger was also experiencing.
Did you
some
see
rubber
my?
banding.
Did you see my screenshot of the lag?
It's
I
hard
wonder
to
if
tell
it's
from a
something with
screenshot.
the server, or maybe there's just like so many units in the Miz.
Oh, the new patch is supposed to improve all that stuff. I'll look at the frame rate logs.
Well, the patch has
I
proven
don't
to
know.
be
I've
very
got a
buggy.
slow internet anyway, so it could have just been me.
No,
You
no,
know,
it
I
wasn't
have
just
people
you.
around
We'll look at the frame rate logs. I bet you it was getting like less than 1 FPS on the server if you're seeing something like that.
No, not FPS. People rubber banding all over the place.
It's
That-
server
and
FPS.
guess what
different,
causes
different.
that? It's when the server is not able to respond because it's running so slowly.
Okay.
So you just
Sheepy, what?
extrapolates your.
Yeah, Sheepy, what difficulty did you have the AI at? Just out of curiosity.
I think most of them are veteran.
Most of them are veteran. Okay.
That was a little surprise for Sheepy too, is that all of the red AI were set to a trigger for once one of the red units die. And I had played with it and I had tested it, but in a multiplayer environment, when the mission starts at time set 0000, it considers all of you not spawned in as dead, so it spawned them all.
Yeah.
I
And
was
said,
wondering about that.
oh shit, because sitting in my offline version, right? I guess the risk of not testing a multiplayer,
Yeah.
the server was paused until I clicked fly.
Why you guys
So
run away? You don't
again,
have to
shame
run
on me for that one, for not putting like a time based element to that trigger. But
Those
Yeah, how could
it
you
ended up.
not foresee some hole in that mission editor you're going to step in? Come on, man.
I know, who would have thought? But yeah, so lesson learned for me next time. But I think it worked out well, actually. Like, it added a little unexpected spice to the mission, and I think the blue team reacted really, really well to it.
Yeah, you guys crashed.
Let's just fast forward to the end here.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm just
there
looking
we
for
go.
the end part on the east side. There's
The
some more stuff that
A10s
happens.
go wild here.
Boop.
Wait, what is this island? Or
Abu Musa.
oh, this is my favorite one. It's so target rich.
Oh.
And the F1s on the ground. Just here we go. What's
Dude, what a bad day. You have every cardinal direction. You have an A10 just flying
Bird.
circles going Bert.
Yeah, look at those birds, dude. I gave him so many guns and they survived. I think at
Can
the
you
end
go
I
back
was
to our
killing, like, 500 rounds.
SA2 attack?
You had an SA2 attack?
Yeah.
Oh wow. I didn't even realize there was an SA2 here.
I think the radar's down, correct?
I mean, SA2 is
No, before that, that's already down.
It didn't
SA2.
shoot.
Yeah,
So
the
Decay was in
operators
its
were asleep.
lane. And we're really scared of being near it, but it wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, operator went to sleep.
I didn't touch this one. I didn't even know it was there. So that would have been a really nice thing too. Like there was no mission products at all for Red 4. Partly why our briefing took so long. I know it's a lot to do, but like just an idea of where our friendly SAMs are would have been real helpful.
So I guess, yeah. My bad on that. I went through and actually deleted a bunch of your slides, seeing that they were giving away like triggers and spawn locations and whatnot. But my intention was that red and blue had the same intel about what the battlefield looked like, and that some of the blue briefing images would have shown you where everything was. But I should have copied and pasted them over into the red 4 briefing.
There goes my laser rockets turning into dumb rockets because I forgot the laser code. Forgot you had to set the code for the TGP as well.
This is where we scrambled, so I guess it wasn't really called for. Not scrambled. Keep saying that. Bugged out.
Oh, because yeah. I mean, I think I did try to vector them.
Because I
onto
got
you
told that
guys,
it's not
but-
untargeted and basically heading south.
But I mean, there's so much cap up that it's just, and every fast mover can self escort. Plus, as an 18, you probably have all aspect aim 9s, so you're still a threat to the Mirage.
I mean, we
can
do,
identify
but
it.
the AIM 9X sucks. So
Sure, it's better than an AIM-9 Julie, or
yeah,
not even Julie. We had
probably,
Jays.
but I legit have not had a 9X kill in a very long time. Whenever I go to the merge,
But the 9X is the better than any of them.
I
It is
know,
the best
but
I can do.
User.
The runner name 120. And
Yeah, skill issue.
No, this is Abu Musa. We saw that. Boom. Okay. The 16s are still working on this 11. Get one more. Yeah, they get it finally with. Wait, what?
Don't worry about that little guy.
What?
We can skip past.
No. This is amazing. What happened
All
here?
right. Lessons learned from Weasel 5-1. The pickle button, for whatever reason, didn't drop the first bomb, so I pressed it a second time, and then I looked at my wing, and I didn't have either of the two GBU-38s that I was supposed to have, so accidentally double tapped my target. There was still one SA-11 left, and also when I was turning, instead of changing the category switch, I hit the E-jet button, so I just jettisoned everything else that I had on my wings. And then I was like, oh yeah, I can just go in for gun. And then Mach 1 in the dive and trying to correct for wind, and the jet told me, you should pull up now. And I said, no, I could pull up later. And I was wrong, the jet was right. Listen to the jet. It tells you when to pull up.
Allahu Akbar.
One into the ground.
Yeah, rip in peace.
I wonder. I was like, Weasel, status SA11? Weasel?
Oh yeah.
Your body is now in.
I think this incapacitated it
Yeah.
at the very least. I don't think it fired after that.
It's an
We'll display
SA11.
maintenance
Oh,
for
never
the
mind.
auto Gcast failure.
Never mind.
Spoke too soon.
There it goes. Yeah, spoke too soon.
Just an armored vehicle. It's like a tank. That gun's not gonna do anything to it. Unless you have the A10's gun. Where you didn't.
Is
These are pretty
Luger
sensitive.
3 here? Who's Luger 3?
That was me.
That was you? Dude, we almost mid-aired.
Did we?
Yes.
At what point was that?
I go to the merge, Gumby, if we're done here. If we
Wait,
can go
what?
back, kind of.
Oh, I'm not
Decay, do you guys have anything else you want to look at?
Just the end of
Okay.
our. Just go to the end.
I mean, I definitely want to see what happened here because this was really interesting from GCI perspective.
This was
How did he defeat this? Is it just a notch?
the notch.
It's a notch, yeah.
I saw it too. It hit the ground. I'm like, okay, well, if he's gonna notch, then I'm gonna bonsai, and I had 2 bonsai right behind me. But what? Why? Who was in my flight? He said he's gonna bring 6 AMRAMs. Fair enough. I said always bring a Fox 2 because it comes in useful sometimes, especially in merges. This is why smokeless motors are hard to see. I don't think he saw it coming. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. But it's also better in merges. If my 2 was here and I used a Fox 3 and ACM, it could have latched on my 2. So love
So
me
can the
my Fox 2.
AIM-9X. I mean, an AIM-9X can do the same thing. It's gonna latch on whatever it sees.
It's gonna what you cage it
Shorter
on.
range.
The AIM-120 can't cage onto the thing. They
I'll just say shorter legs, but obviously can also latch onto your friendly.
And we see the
can't,
last
that's true.
engagement of Hog.
Yeah, for sure. We will see the last engagement of
But it won't go
Especially
10
with
miles
CMS.
away and then hit someone else at another fight.
That's also true. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to get these guys. They kept going back into their. You're like, all right,
Yeah.
well. Have
So
to
what
let that guy
happened?
go.
In and out, in and out, in and out.
So yeah, the AIM-9X got him, and he was still flying. Apparently, did you still see him?
Yeah, we saw him.
Yeah.
And number 2 is like, he's gonna come back and kill me. I'm like, no. These guys have been in red 4. We got to give him a break. It looks like he's trying to make it back. I don't think he's gonna kill you.
I was so scared this guy's gonna pull a fucking War Thunder where he's like considered dead, but he still pulls out like the fucking Fox 2 and just hits you as he's falling to the ground. So I was pretty antsy about that. I was like, not now, dude. It's been like an hour and 20. I don't want to die to this.
I felt bad. I'm like, we're just trashing on F4s and Mirages. So I'm gonna let this guy have
A10's
his
got
fun.
the last.
Second element, please. So yeah, that's why.
SA-15 on the right. That's the tasty one.
Yeah, I
We
saw
lose
that
3 here.
intercepting the.
Yeah, I actually didn't see that because it was on the screen for not too long on my side, and while that was happening, I had a comm issue on
Oh,
my
what
end I
happened
was
there?
trying to fix. So yeah, I remember that, and I was like, "Oh crap!" But anyway, yeah, just so you saw what was going on my end.
In Maverick, I knew it didn't lock the target. It's literally a white target in a sea of black, and it's like, nope, I'm gonna target this random piece of rock here.
That, to be fair, that sounds like a Maverick, but yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly what a fucking Maverick does. There we go, that one hits. I wish I recorded that. It's
Double
literally an
tapped it.
SA-15. He's a white target in a sea of black, nothing around it, and it's just no.
So right here, I was like, hey, Cruiser.
This is the tasty part. This is the tasty
Yeah,
one.
this is, I'm like, hey, Cruiser, can you make a dash? And then I guess he didn't really follow what I was saying. Like, can you go gate? Like, gate, you got your one shot. Don't blow it. Like, you might die, but go, no guts, no glory. And so he like goes gate. I'm like, if there's one good thing the Mirage can do, it's flying a straight line really fast. And the A10, because I saw that the fast movers were all the way up over here. But unfortunately, Decay 3 saves your ass as A10.
This is where we call bug out. It's too late.
Yeah, but I mean, this saves him. Like this turn. If he's continued fucking around over there, I think he would have been in range.
That's true. That's true.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I saw
but-
the F1 pop on my RWR inner circle. I'm like, shit.
Gold
yeah.
man, that's huge, brother. I don't know if you were tracking what was going down.
Fucking
No,
both
yeah,
my
I
Notches this, I think.
Yeah, you do. Good shit.
That's kinetic.
Yeah,
Formation
it's
shot.
kinetic. Yeah. That's hilarious. And I'm like, how is Cruiser still alive? I'm like, oh, you're not going to survive this one.
Oh,
I think had you turned left here, it would have worked, but you kind of turned away,
Yeah.
or you'd have had a shot. But yeah, I mean, yeah, you were pretty much. We knew that was
So
going to happen. It was just a. It was a.
the
mission's
A10's
over. Might as well try to do
the
something.
A10's facing up like, yeah, go get him after he's down.
I could see
Yeah.
the panic on the A10 as I was approaching, like just like ah.
So sorry,
that was
where was
fun.
that missile even launched from?
Which one?
So the one at the very end, because on my end, like the very end, I saw a little red square over someone where I just heard like missile fired, and I didn't even see like anything on my screen to indicate a missile was launched.
Did you hear my Fox call on
sorry.
that one?
I mean, I did, yeah.
So
Just wondering, I'm guessing it was just different on my end, but yeah, because I didn't even see a missile. I just saw the red square showing that someone was, I guess on lot ATC it means it's either you're hit or you're being like pursued by a missile.
I'm at it
There's
out.
an
Thank you very much,
the-
guys, for the mission. Well done.
Yeah, I gotta go in a minute.
Well, that's fun. Hello.